Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. This is Carol Parisi, and our guest today is Tom Morrison. And Tom, thank you for joining us. And do you have a website that folks could get in touch with you?
Well, they can contact me by email. I'll give my official email address. It's repmorrison54@gmail.com.
Okay.
So I'm rebuilding a campaign website, so that's
okay.
under construction.
Now, Tom, you've done a lot with this grassroots populist movement, the Tea Party.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
That is something that you've been passionate with, and we are now celebrating the 4th year of the Tax Day Tea Party, which there's going to be one Monday on the 15th downtown, just as a point of reference. But
is that at the Daily Plaza?
The Daily Plaza, I believe, yes. And you've worked with a lot of Tea Party groups.
Sure.
And I also know that you had some trainings for like grassroots activists. You were talking about how people should get engaged to take back their country. Would you like to speak to that at all?
I think, yeah, the Leadership Institute has some fine programs. I know they've been active with some one-day training sessions in Illinois. I recommend their materials and their program. It's basically grassroots activism. It's door-to-door campaigning, and we talked about how well organized the Democrats are in Chicago. They have boots on the ground. They are knocking on doors. They are poll watching. They make sure that they get their voters to show up on election day. And there are some lessons that we should learn from that.
We should learn.
It's hard work. I mean, it is very hard work.
It's called work. You know, everybody sends off emails and says, spread the word. Well, you know, I'd like to encourage listeners to spread the work around, because there are not enough of us doing a lot of this work. And I know last campaign cycle you were allowing some of the grassroots to come in and meet at your campaign office to go ahead and do some of the work that had to be done in your local area.
Right. I mean, social media, Facebook and Twitter and what have you, all those, those are just tools.
Right.
But face-to-face and personal contact will always trump it.
The fuller brush of politics.
Yeah, and I read an article.
That's definitely why we've been so successful in congressional races and other, is the on-the-ground Tea Party stuff.
Yeah.
Those people have values in mind, and it's working.
Phyllis Schlafly wrote an article or pamphlet years ago that I read. It was called The Most Important or the Most Powerful Office in the World, and it was the Precinct Committeeman.
Right.
And I was influenced by that 20 years ago.
For years, I published that thing.
Okay, well, my parents had a copy of it in my basement, and I read it as a high school student.
But you know what? This new grassroots movement, this Tea Party movement, could actually have more impact, because they can go ahead and organize outside of the Republican Party and actually have more of a voice. Well, thank you, Tom. I am looking forward to your victory in November. Elections do have consequences, right, Jack? And we have a big one coming, and the big mantra is 6 + 6 - 1, which means 6 Senate seats, 6 House seats for the good guys minus a Madigan, right?
And one more mantra is from values to victory.
Right, right, and it really good.
Which rings with the Tea Party people, because they are bringing values back to the Republican Party, and it badly needs that kind of an attention.
Well, absolutely. We need that bold, bright Republican Party of Ronald Reagan, and that will really help bring our country back to the great Americanism that we have had. And you know what? That's going to wrap up another great edition of Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net, your choice for the conservative voice. May you and your family have a blessed Easter. Enjoy your family. The reason for the season is Easter today. And we are going to have a great show next week. Is that correct, Jack?
Oh, we always do. We take up the hard subjects.
8 a.m. on AM 560 WIND every Sunday. Please come back and see us next Sunday at 8 a.m. Make it a great week, and again, happy Easter.